Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Elle, and today I'm going to be chatting about all of the authors that I discovered in 2024. So I discovered some all-time favorite books from some of these authors, and I just had to shout them out on my channel because I love these authors and I love their books, and I'm super excited to gush and chat about them in this video. So let's get started. The first author I'm going to talk about is Laura Pavlov. So this is the first book I read from her, and this is a part of her small town romance series called the Cottonwood Cove series. And I just think all of her covers are stunning. Like, this cover is so beautiful, and all of the covers in this series are gorgeous. And I love this book from her. This is a brother's best friend romance, small town, kind of forbidden. And I just loved all of the chemistry and angst in this one because they like feel so much for each other, but they can't cross that line because of like her brother, and he's best friends with her brother. So I just love this one. And I love like this like angst and tension also because they have this countdown of like only having this summer together, and I just really love this one, and I am just so excited to read more from her, especially from this series. Then I have Jillian Meadows, and this book specifically, I've not read any other books from her, but granted, she's only released this book and another book, and this is a holiday romance that I absolutely loved. This is an angsty like brother's best friend romance. And so they've been kind of like dancing around each other for years, and they spend every Christmas together. He doesn't really have any family, so he's kind of just, her family has, you know, welcomed him into their family. And a couple of Christmases ago, he decided he is not going to come back to like Christmas anymore. And he kind of just like abandoned her in the family, and she felt like really upset about it. So now it is like a couple Christmases later, and she was supposed to go hang with her best friend for Christmas, but last minute plans changed, and she is spending time with her family for Christmas, and he has avoided her for years until they both see each other at Christmas. And it is so good. I loved all of the angst and forbiddenness, and it was amazing. And I'm really excited to read more from Jillian Meadows and see what other like angsty romances she can come up with, because I love this book. It was so good, and there's so many like amazing quotes in this one, and I just loved it so much. Then I have Julie Soto. This is the only book she's published so far, I think, and this book was amazing. It is so good. This is a second chance romance, angsty, forbidden. They were in a relationship years ago, but they broke up, and now they have to work together on a wedding. And it was so good. And I know that she's also written a couple of like Dramoni fan fictions that I really want to read, but I just love this book so much, and I'm really excited to read more from Julie Soto and just read all of her new releases that she's going to come out with, and I am so excited. Then I had to include One Touch by Lena Hendricks. I love this book. It was so good, and I just feel like once I dive into her backlist, I'm going to be obsessed with Lena Hendricks. Like, I really enjoyed this book so much. So this, I think she writes a lot of like small town romances, and a lot of her, like, one series is super unique. She has one called like The Alias, and I think it's like the heroine is in like witness protection, and the hero has to like protect her, and that one sounds really good. This one is a enemies to lovers, brother's best friend, small town romance, and they have to work together because they are renovating a house together. And this one was amazing, and I'm really excited to read like the rest of this series because it sounds so good. So I am just very optimistic about Lena Hendricks as an author, and I'm really excited to read more of her books. Then I have Claire Kingsley. So I've only read this book and one other book that was not my favorite, but this book made her on this list because I love this book so much. It was so quirky and fun. I just think she is such a unique writer and has all of these really cute quirks in her book. So this is a small town romance series revolving around this like family of brothers, and this one is a grumpy sunshine romance. And I've heard really amazing things about this series and her other series called like Miles High, I think, or like the Miles Brothers, I think is what it's called. But I'm really excited to read the rest of this series. I really enjoyed listening to the audiobooks of this series, and I just love this one. And it was so good, so I'm excited to read more from her. Then I have Helena Hunting, and I had never read anything from this author before. Of course, I've seen her like Pucked series a lot, but this is under a different pen name. This is H. Hunting. So this is like her angsty series, and I love this series so much. Like 2 of the books in the series are going to be on my 2023 like favorite books of the year because they were amazing. The series is very angsty. The first one is a like friends to lovers, turn to enemies to lovers, turn to like second chance again, and I love this book. All of these books are very, very angsty, and I love these books so much. They are so good. Definitely go check them out. I'm so happy that I discovered this series in 2023. Then I have Abby Jimenez. So I've kind of not read a ton of traditionally published books this year, but this was one of the ones that I read, and I loved it. This one was so good, and I love how she includes so much like representation in her romances, especially this one. Like the anxiety representation in this one was amazing. Like chef's kiss. The hero has really bad anxiety and social anxiety, and I just really like related to it, and I just love this book, and I love her writing, and I'm super excited for her new romance that's going to come out in 2024 because it sounds amazing. Then I have Carissa Broadbent, and she's a fantasy romance author, and I'm really excited to continue on with this series and for her new releases. I really enjoyed this world, and she totally blew up this year, and I just really enjoyed this book. Granted, this is the only book I've read from her so far, but I loved it so much, and I'm really excited to continue on with this series. Then I have Liz Tom Ford. I can't believe I only discovered her this year because I feel like I've been reading her for forever, but that's not true. So this is her part of her Mile High, or no, this is a part of her Windy City series, and they all revolve around different sports. This one is basketball, and I love how like she can be so unique and like quirky in her romances, and just like really show how the heroes love their heroines in their own way, and I just loved it. You especially see it with Ryan, and I love Ryan so much. So I cannot wait for her new releases in 2024. She's going to kill it. I'm so excited. And the last author I'm going to talk about is Odette Stone. I read this whole series, the whole Vancouver Wolf series, in January of this year, and just fell in love with this author and her writing. I truly like am so excited to read her other series. I think she has like a Mafia Bratva romance, and I just really enjoyed her romances this year. They were just so fun, like lighthearted. This one is my favorite of the series. It is a arranged marriage to convenience, and the hero is a hockey player, and he treats it like it's a real marriage. And like he's like, you will not touch my wife, like leave her alone. And I was like, whoa, I love this. So I'm excited to read more from her. I don't think she's released a new book in quite a while, but I really want to maybe read her like Bratva romance series. And yeah, I just love this book. It was so good. This whole series revolves around hockey players on this team in Vancouver, and it is so good. Highly recommend. All right, well, that is the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed hearing me chat about some of the authors I discovered in 2023, and I want to thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye.